So, again, talking about those Capcom remakes, did you check out the Resident Evil 4 gameplay?
I did.
Yeah.
Great.
So, the original Resident Evil 4 revolutionized the third-person shooter genre, and it's considered one of the
Right.
greatest games of all time. And it looks like the remake is going to 100% live up to that legacy. Just like every Resident Evil 7 game since, I'll say Resident Evil 7 game, every single Resident Evil game since 7, a demo will be releasing sometime soon, especially since the game comes out 24th. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before the game comes out that it releases. Um, but like a week after the state of play, they showed the gameplay that I sent you earlier. So they showed even more gameplay. They sent it like a 20-minute gameplay video to press. And I'm honestly one review away from pre-ordering it. All I got to do is see like one or two reviews, which I'm sure people are gonna say it's great. So yeah, I see. I just wait. I always wait till the last minute to pre-order so that I could so that I can pre-download it. That way I don't have to at 12 o'clock at midnight wait for it to download. No, it's already downloaded. As soon as midnight hit, I start playing it.
Right.
That's the only reason I pre-order things. I pre-ordered the day of, or like the night before. So they added a parry mechanic to the knife that adds so much to the game's combat. Literally, you can parry crossbow bolts.
Huh.
So it started off as a one-time mechanic in a boss fight. The boss fight used to be just a series of quick-time events in the original game, but for the remake, they wanted to be more interactive and have it to be a proper boss fight rather than a series of quick-time events. So they made it a knife fight. Well, it was always a knife fight, but now it's a actual knife fight that you control. And the parry mechanic was so good that they decided to just put it into the whole game. That's how the parry mechanic was introduced in this game. It was for one boss fight, and then he said, "You know what? We're gonna add it to everything." The game releases March 24th. I'm excited. But let's talk about the potential of like a Resident Evil 5 remake.
Resident Evil 5 remake. Yay!
Yeah. So, I play Resident Evil 5. I haven't played it to completion, but I definitely watched people play it almost all the way through. It's a fun game. But similar to Resident Evil 4, the thing that holds it back is that you can't move and aim. That wasn't a thing in Resident Evil until Resident Evil 6, which people,
Right.
so a remake like literally of Resident Evil 5 would benefit most from just you being able to move and aim.
Right.
I have almost no doubt they're gonna remake Resident Evil 5 because the thing is Resident Evil 5 isn't that old. It came out around like what 2011 maybe. No, it came out. That's not true actually. I think Resident Evil 6 came out around 2011. I think Resident Evil 5 came out around like 2008.
Gotcha.
Or 2007. So it's around that time of like a Metal Gear Solid where games from around that time period still look good. Like I think Ninja Gaiden came out around the time period. God of War 3. God of War 3's had a remaster. It's like all it needed was a remaster and it really needed a remake. So like games around that time still look good, but mechanically, a game like Resident Evil 5 still is a little old. So I feel like it could benefit from a remake, and they could also tighten up the story a little bit. Because something they're doing with Resident Evil 4 is they're not like, and this is something a lot of people are hype about, is that they aren't completely getting rid of the corniness of the original and like the kind of goofiness, but they are at the same time, while holding on to a lot of that, making it a lot more serious and focusing more on Leon's trauma and making it a little scarier. And Resident Evil 5 was the first step to them going straight up action, which people weren't the biggest fan of. Like Resident Evil 5 had like mixed reactions, and so did 6. And I feel like a remake could kind of remedy that, and it could make it a little bit more scarier. They 100% should keep the co-op. Do not get rid of the co-op. The co-op is like the best part of that game. I had a lot of fun playing it with my brothers, and yeah, just being able to move and shoot would add so much. And you could, a lot of people aren't the biggest, like a lot of people recently have been coming out talking about how they don't really like Chris like that. They don't, like a lot of people don't hate him. They just think he's boring, which is fair. He's just, military white guy, which is fair. But I feel like this game, being the second Resident Evil game where you play as Chris, could really help elevate his character and make people like him more and make him more interesting.
Definitely.
As well as this game, I don't know how much of the game have you seen. I don't want to spoil it for you.
I've seen it's a playthrough that my two friends are doing. I'm watching them play co-op because why not? I've seen up to like the chainsaw guy boss. That's it.
Does a character from the past show up at any point?
She's mentioned.
Who?
Jill Sandwich, my beloved.
Jill Sandwich. Okay, well, that's another character that they could expand on even more in a remake. Is Jill. So,
right.
And there's other characters in there that I won't spoil that they can expand on as well.
Gotcha.
So yeah, there's a lot they could do with a Resident Evil 5 remake. And if they eventually decide to remake Resident Evil 6, they would most likely just change almost everything about that game. Similar to like Dead Space 3, where like a lot of people are like, remake Dead Space 2, redo Dead Space 3, because a lot of people don't like Dead Space 3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,